Welcome to my Flash CS5 tutorial number 2. It's titled Drawing Planets Using the Color Panel and Layers. Start by opening CS5 and click the ActionScript 3 button. We're going to call this first layer Circle. Just call it Circle. I have my workspace set to the classic style. If you go to my Flash CS5 tutorial 1, it'll show you how to do that. Otherwise, this panel may be over here on your workspace. I want a black stroke. I'm picking up the black down here and go with a blue for my fill. Right here is the rectangle tool. You may have a rectangle shown here, you may have an oval, but I'm going to find the oval tool by clicking on it and select oval tool. I'm coming down here on my stage somewhere and I'm going to make it 50% so I can see it all to get my proportions. I'm holding down the shift button and I'm drawing a circle. There's my first part of my planet. I am now going to lock this circle layer by clicking right here and locking it. I'm going to open another layer. Double click here, double click, and call this land. It's basically the land on this planet, should this planet happen to have land. And I'm going to pick up a new fill color, this one down here, some kind of a greenish color of some sort. I'll go with that one for now. Pick up this paintbrush and we can go and make this a little bit larger so we can see what we're doing. Probably like a 200%. That's good size. We can see that. And in here with this paintbrush, just draw in some land. Click the fill button, that fills in. Go back to the paintbrush and draw some land over here. Now if you come down here, it says brush mode. Click on that, go to paint inside, come up here, lock the land layer, go back to our circle layer. And we're going to paint this stuff on our circle layer. So select this frame 1 and watch what happens here when we paint. Even though I go over the lines, it doesn't. Just a little bit there and I erased it and I just clicked and it disappeared. See how I did that? So I can take my land, and if it should go over and stay, just click your enter button and it'll disappear. So there's my land that I'm going to have for this particular planet, and I'm going to lock that layer. Go back, grab your selection tool, click on the land layer, insert another layer, call this red land. These two layers are locked, so we're selecting frame 1 of this one. Go back to 50% and we're going to keep the black stroke, but this time pick up a red fill. Selection the oval tool, selecting oval, hold your shift down and draw a slightly larger planet. Now it didn't really matter because we're going to do something which will change this color anyway. Up here you have this color swab. Click on it. Make sure you click the color tab. Make sure you click the fill and go over here on this drop down menu and go radial. Now see what happened to it. What I want you to do is click on this little, looks like a house, drag it down here, click on this house, drag it up here. While you click on this black one, come up and select this red color. Alright, click on this little white one, drag it down a little more, and we sort of got like a light appearing on this particular red planet. Up here, click on these double arrows to close that pattern. We have it highlighted, this one red land. Going back up here, make that a red, R-E-D. Red land. And click on this square right here, this arrow right below this one here, click on it, and right in the corner there's a drop down menu. Click gradient transform, and you get this like, looks like a horn. If you just click on, put the mouse over till you get that crossed arrows, hold the key down and you can move it, and you change the point where the sun would be hitting this particular planet. Okay, lock that layer. That's 2 planets. Let's go back to this land. Unlock the land layer. Click frame 1 with your selection tool. Select all the land you can from this layer. Get the crosshairs, right click, cut. Cut all the land. Lock that land layer. Unlock the circle layer. Click frame 1. Come down here on your stage, right click, paste in place, and now we have all the planet on that circle, and we can lock that layer and double click on this land layer and just mark temp. There's nothing in it, and we can use it for something else. Okay, so on layer 1, on this layer up here is the red planet, on this layer is the bluish planet, and on this layer is nothing. So let's make another planet. Go above the red one for a minute, insert it, and put this one PLA for planet, RING. This is going to be a planet with rings around it. So with that first frame selected, we'll keep the black stroke, and this planet will make a purplish color. Pick up your oval tool again, hold your shift down and make a planet. I'm making it that size. Lock that layer. Pick up your selection tool. Make sure all the layers are locked. Above the circles layer, insert a layer and call it rings. Just calling it rings. Select frame 1. On frame 1 we're going to draw another circle, so let's make this a little bit bigger. Try 100%. That's good. And we're going to draw a circle that's probably twice as big as this. Select your oval tool. Don't worry about the fill color, whatever it is. This is what it was left over from before, so we'll just make it red now for a minute. And hold your shift button down. We're on the rings layer, and make a big circle all over that, like that. Open the swatch panel again. Fill, radial, and this is the settings from the last time, so I want you to just click here at random, there, click them at random. On this one, which is the outside ring, we can leave that reddish, pull it up here. Let's make this one some kind of a lesser color. Make this one a different color. Let's make this one a different color, and this one a different color. Now, what we want to make sure is that these in here colors are anything other than purple. So I'm going to click on this swatch here in my case and move it and see what happens. See how this goes out? Then I'll click on this one. It moves out. It moves out. So keep doing this till you have all those rings. Any pattern, doesn't matter, whatever you wish. All that matters is that the circle, this purple circle, fits inside of here. So now I'm closing the swatch pad for a minute, color pad, picking up my selection tool. I know I have it highlighted, moving it with my arrow keys. And what I want to do is I want to make this ring the same color as this planet. So open this color panel again, click on this far left hand little house, drag it to the right until it meets the next house, click on it, pick up the eyedropper, pick up the purple. There it is. As long as this is the same color as this, we're in business. Got that so far? Close this panel. We now want to take, and I have these rings selected. I'm going to hide everything but those rings. Click this eyeball, and the only thing I can see now is the rings, and they're selected. If I look up here, it's called a drawing. I don't want it to be a drawing, I want it to be something else. Go up here in the Modify, way up here, click it, and break it apart. This is going to let us work on it. Now it's called a shape. We can break it apart. Okay. Lock this rings layer. Now we're going to open this temp layer. And if you haven't got a temp layer, if you delete it, just make a new layer. We're going to make sure I can see it, unlock it, select frame 1, and right down the center of this, I'm going to pick up my straight line tool, and I'm going to draw a line right down the center of this. Now it's got to be, I'm using the arrow keys, and I'm sort of eyeballing this to be the center there. Now this is just a reference. Lock all the layers, unlock the rings layer. Below the selection tool, click on this box here. You may have an arrow here at the time. It's the arrow we want, but we don't have it, so click on the corner and pick up this free transform tool. Now select it and grab one of these, this bottom square right here, and ease it up till it's about that size there. Selection tool, select it all, and using my arrow keys, I'm bringing it down till it is, again, till it's on that center line. Right click, left click to get rid of, to unhighlight it. Pick up your selection tool. The only thing now that is unlocked is this rings layer. Click frame 1. Make sure it's nothing selected. Put your cursor here and drag across. Half the rings are selected. Right click, cut. Lock that layer. Insert a layer and call it ring, R-I-N-G, F-R-N-T for ring front. Select frame 1 and come down to your workspace, right click, paste in place, so there our ring is back together. Lock it, turn on so we can see all the layers, And what we have now is this set of rings, and we have this land here. I don't know which one that is. That one right there on the layer. It's called planet with the rings. So that's that one there. Find yours. Once you've found it, come down and grab you have these front rings. If you click on that, that's those ones. And below that is the ones behind. So they're all right. So go up to that front ring one, click on it, and drag it up above the layer that has that purple circle on it, and there we sort of make a planet. Unlock the layer that is the layer of this planet with that has the rings around it. Unlock it. Select frame 1. Click the eyeball. Make everything disappear except that one we're working on. Here it is. And it has a ring around it. And I want to just put a little bit of land here, similar to what we did before. So grab the paintbrush, come down and pick up a fill color, and we're going to make the land brighter on this, little brighter on this planet. That looks like one. And right down here, you see this it looks like a clock. It's called the brush mode. Click on that and go down to paint inside. So now when we paint, and if it goes over the lines, it stops. See that? If I try to go over the line, it just won't do it, or it just stops altogether. And this is going to be that planet. Go back to your selection tool. Oh, come down back to your brush mode, and let's put that back to normal. Selection tool. I now want to show all the layers. There they are. And here's our so-called planet. Now, it kind of looks funny having the land stop like that. So I want you to lock all the layers. The rings that are in front, the front rings, unlock that. Select frame 1. Get your selection tool. Make sure that's not selected. Click off to the side. Click your brush. And when you click this, it looks like it's the same color. But if it isn't, I want to use this fill color here. If it isn't, click on this. Bring your eyedropper down and click on this, and we'll pick that color up. Now we can color in some down here so that it don't look, so the rings sort of look like they're blending into the land. Okay. Lock all layers. Open the planet ring layer. That's the one that has that whole planet. I would hide all of them except the one we're working on. So that's what we're working on now. Select frame 1, selection tool, and I want to go get right on the edge, that stroke, and click, double click until you have all that stroke selected, and then delete it. Nope, got too much selected. I don't want to have this inside selected, so just click there. So you just have that ring selected. You don't want no parts of the planet selected. Delete it, and now we just have the planet. Lock that layer, lock them all, unlock it, and there is our. It's funny like that. It looks funny because we're inside this planet drawing. So go over and click scene 1, and there's our planet. Unlock the temp line. Click on it. Double click on that layer, on that line, delete it. Again, it looks fuzzy because we're inside the drawing. Select scene 1, and there's our planet. Lock all layers. And what I'm going to do now is You could either draw, I'm giving you two choices here. Draw an oval, just draw an oval, or you can bring in some other drawing from some other Flash exercise, and I'm going to bring in the spaceship that we drew on my Flash CS5 tutorial 1 basic drawing using layers. So let's rename this temp layer and call it saucer, S-A-U-C-E-R, saucer. There it is there. And unlock it, and you can just pick up your oval tool and you can just draw a couple spaceships to finish off this tutorial. But I'm going to open that other Flash program. So now I have two Flash programs, the one I'm working on, which is untitled, and this one. And I'm going to unlock all the layers. So all the layers are unlocked. Pick up my selection tool. Everything's there. Get my cursor on it until I see the crosshairs. Copy it. Go back to the one I'm working on. On this saucers layer is the only thing that is open. Click on it. Come down here, right click, and paste. And there's a saucer. One. Paste again. There's two. Oops. Highlight it. There's two. Paste again. Make sure I got it all. There's three saucers. So let's open this up a bit. See what it looks like. There, I have three saucers. Let's take and this big red planet here, which I think is this one. No, that's the blue one. Good. Okay, let's just take that one for a minute. Unlock that layer. And let's move that saucer down here a little bit. Let's take this big red one. I think it's this red one called red. Oh, yes, that's it. Unlock it. It's all selected. And pick up the selection tool. Highlight it. And up here, there's things called properties and position and size. I'm going to change the size. So I'm going to roll over this numbers. You'll see those two arrows with my finger. If I move this way, it gets smaller, so I'm going to make it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Just to the left of this cursor, where I'm at now, you'll see something that looks like a chain link. If you click on that, the link will break. If you click on it again, the link will close together. You want to make sure the link is closed together, because that'll change both the X and the Y sizing of the object. And then I'm going to just click on it and put it back here. And I'm going to click on lock that layer, pick up my saucers layer, and put my saucers in a line. This first one I selected, I'm going to do the same thing here, make it smaller. And this one, I'm going to try to select this one. If I, oops, nope. If I can select it, not select any part of the other one. This would have been a good time to put these on their own layers. I think that's got it all. And make this one a little bit less small and drag it up here. And we have three saucers leaving this planet, hitting for this one. Let's do one more thing. Let's click on the stage anywhere. Come over here. Click on this and let's pick up black fill. And there's our little scene. Let's test it out to see what would be if we put this up on a website. Control test movie test. This is what it would look like on a website. Nice little drawing. There's something down here that shouldn't be. Let's see if we can find out what that is. If I turn off, it's not there, not there, not there, not there. There it is. It's on that layer. So unlock that layer, pick up your selection tool, highlight that, and click, and it's disappeared. Make sure you save it, and I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.